Hey guys, I am Adam. Welcome to the Vintage Sanctuary. I just doubled, yes, doubled my vintage Pete Rose collection. How in the heck did I do that? Well, I woke up this morning with one vintage Pete Rose card, and then one came in the mail today. So now I have two, hence doubling, increasing my Pete Rose vintage collection by 100%. That's going to be harder to do in the future. I'd need two new cards. Then I would need four new, and so forth. But I am stoked to show you my new card. It is the Black Beauty, the 1971 Topps Pete Rose, and it is the perfect balance of price and quality. Now, that's subjective, isn't it? Some people might lean more toward price, go for the lower price. They don't mind if a card's well loved. Others might go for higher quality and be willing to pay, some big bucks for the card. But here's the deal. I found my perfect balance between price and quality, and I would love to hear your thoughts. After you've seen this video, if you would comment below and let me know if you would have went for a lesser price and been willing to give on quality, or if you had went for higher quality and been willing to spend quite a bit more. I would love to hear your thoughts. Very interested to know. However, before we look at my new card, let's take a look at the lower end of price and check out the condition there. And then we'll look at the higher end of quality and check out the prices there. Well, I discovered for $10 or less, there are quite a few raw 1971 Topps Pete Rose cards available. And they have various levels of condition challenges. The usual culprits: off-center, creases, surface wear, chipping, corner wear, and of course, with these black borders, the 1971 Topps cards are incredibly condition sensitive. So let's just take a look at a few here just to kind of get a sense. These are not really large pictures, but hopefully large enough so we can get a sense of some of the condition challenges that we'd have if we were looking to pick up a 1971 Topps Pete Rose for under 10 bucks, under two digits. Looks like this one's missing the upper left corner. Some creasing on this one, but not bad eye appeal from a distance. Well, you get the idea. So now we're going to jump up to the lofty grade of 8. This is the first 8. I found 3 on eBay. This is the one that was priced for the least, $24.95 or best offer, or $111.17 for 24 months. That's at 5.99% interest annually. Well, I spent less than $111 for mine, so that's pretty sweet. But let's go check this out. By the way, notice it's on a napkin because you never know, these slabs could leak. I mean, they're supposed to be sonically sealed. Wow, that is a black beauty. Now I'm seeing just a touch of white on that lower right corner. Maybe just a little bit of microchipping. This might have just the slightest diamond cut, but the centering looks really great. I mean, this is a really nice card. You would expect that for a PSA 8. Let's look at the back. I think I see just a little bit of, just a touch on that upper left corner on the back. But what a beautiful card. But of course, we're going to pay a pretty penny for this card, $24.95 or best offer. Let's move on to the next PSA 8, $27.49.99 or best offer. Let's check this bad boy out. I definitely see a touch there in the upper left corner. I see a little chipping on the left edge. That is going to be a problem for me at this price point for sure. Of course, I don't intend to spend this price point for this card. A touch there on the lower right. Just a tiny touch on the upper right. How about the centering? A little bit off, a little bit centered down, a little bit to the right, but not bad. Let's take a look at the back. Okay, now look at that, up there by the number 100, down a little bit. I don't know what's going on the edge. I see a little bit of edge chipping, but again, a couple print marks. Pretty sweet card, which is what we'd expect, of course, at this price point. Oh, look at this. This is exceptional. PWCC, top 15% exceptional. Let's move on to the next one. This one, a whopping $32.50, no buy it now option. So, this must be premium quality here. $18 shipping. Now, here's a challenge. If any of you are interested in this card and you're on a limited budget, see how nice of a card you can get for $18 total, including the shipping and the taxes. I bet you could get a raw one that maybe has some eye appeal that you're comfortable with and spend no more than $18 total at auction. That'd be pretty cool. Let's check this one out. Let's start with the front. So maybe a little microchipping on the top. I see just the tiniest touch upper right. I see a little bit on the lower left there. Centered just a little bit to the right. That is a pretty sweet looking card for sure. Let's take a look at the back. Back looks great as we'd expect. So, wow, that is just a black beauty. That's a beautiful card. You can see a little white, but not much. But again, the price point way up there, $32.50. Now, I did find one graded 8 that actually sold because, of course, these are cards that are being offered for sale. And so let's check that one out. It went for $23.81 plus $5.95 shipping. An older PSA 8. I see just a little microchipping. Just a touch on that upper right corner. Oh, look at that. See that black little print blotch a little ways below his bat near the right border. I mean, that doesn't really bother me, but it is there. How about the centering on the front? Pretty darn good. Centered a little bit to the right and a little bit down, though. I might like this one the best out of the 8s we've seen. Back's looking great. So that is a beauty. That is an absolute beauty. But again, it should be for $2,381. That is quite a bit of dough to throw at a 1971 Topps Pete Rose. All right, let's close out this portion of the video, and I will be back and show you the price point that I chose. Now, it's somewhere between the under $10 crowd of 1971 Topps Pete Rose cards and the over $2,000 crowd of PSA or SGC 8 Pete Rose cards. And in my humble opinion, it's the perfect balance of price and quality. So let's check it out. So why are we looking at the 1952 Topps Willie Mays instead of my new 1971 Topps Pete Rose, the perfect balance of condition and price? Well, here's the deal, just so that we can get a laugh, a chuckle at my expense. Hey, if we cannot laugh at ourselves, well, I guess life's going to be a more challenging journey, because my last video was my top 10 vintage cards of the hour, which was a VR for Mr. Fisherbike, Jason. And the reason I said of the hour is because I can't really decide, which ones I like best. I mean, sure, I can generally say this is one of the ones I like the best, but ranking them is just really tough for me. And, at another time, another hour, another day, my ranking might be different. So when I did that ranking, I decided to go quickly and not think about it too much. Otherwise, I knew I would get bogged down and I'd never get the ranking done. Well, guess what? I didn't think about it too much, all right. In fact, I thought about it so little and I went a bit too quick and totally forgot about my Grail card here, the 52 Topps Willie Mays. Any hour, this will be in my top 10 for sure. Or top 5 or top 3 or maybe even number 1. So let's just check this beauty out again. I know I show this a lot, but I'm super stoked about it. Got it at the National as a PSA Authentic, just crossed it over to an SGC 2.5. So I am super stoked to have this one. And yes, it is one of my top 10 vintage cards, even though I totally spaced it. I was trying not to overthink, and I underthunk. Can you believe that? I'm not sure if thunk is a verb tense. Anyway, let's move on. I mentioned I doubled my Pete Rose collection. So before we look at my new 1971 Topps Pete Rose, here is the Pete Rose card that I had prior. This one I got at last year's National, the 2022 National in Atlantic City. The 1968 Topps number 230 Pete Rose. So let's check this sweet card out. This card is just absolutely spectacular. Such a gorgeous card. So for close to a year now, this has been the only Pete Rose card in my collection and the only Pete Rose card that I have ever owned. Well, now let's show my new Black Beauty, which is my second 1971 Topps card. I also have the Hank Aaron that I got at last year's National. And the price point, again, as I mentioned, it would be somewhere in between the raw ones going for under $10 that are quite condition challenged, and the 8s that we looked at going for over $2,000 that are pretty stunning. This I got for $69.44. Won it recently at auction, and that was my high bid, $69.44, plus $5 shipping. The fact that I won it for my high bid means that I was less than one bid increment above the underbidder. Without further ado, the 1971 Topps Pete Rose, number 100, in an SGC 5, the perfect balance between price and quality for $69.44. Little off center to the right, a little, not bad. Little off center to the bottom for sure. A little bit of microchipping. Most noticeable wear would be just a touch on that lower right corner. Let's just kind of step back and check it out here. Wow. Wow, how do you describe this Black Beauty? Superb, magnificent, spectacular, marvelous, and delightful. That's how you describe it. Superb, magnificent, spectacular, marvelous, and delightful. Sorry for, almost underdoing it there on the description. Look at the back. Wow. A little bit of wear on the back corners, just a touch on the bottom corners there on the back, that green. I just love that green. Of course, I love pretty much all the vintage colors. As you know, these 71 Topps cards are so tough. So tough. I see a little corner wear there on the upper right, a little bit on the upper left. Again, a little microchipping. I'll take top, bottom, off center before left or right. It's less visually troublesome to me. Although I don't mind a little off center as long as it's not too crazy. All right, I am on cloud 9. I just love this set. I've doubled the number of cards that I have from 1971 Topps from 1 to 2, doubled my Pete Rose collection, all in one fell swoop, whatever the heck that means. I guess a bird coming down and swooping in to grab something. Well, I wasn't a bird, of course, but I got on eBay and I swooped in and bid at the last minute, $69.44. The perfect balance of price and quality in my humble opinion. Let me know your opinion. Thank you for sharing in my joy. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary. Take care, my friends.